Most people don't mess up beats because they're untalented. They mess them up because they're thinking about the wrong things first. You can have hard drums, insane melodies, and still end up with a beat that doesn't hit. And if that keeps happening to you, you're probably making beats the wrong way. I used to do this all the time until I changed how I approach the beat. Let me show you exactly what I mean. We're in 155 BPM and we're going to start off in Pigments, one of my favorite VSTs to use for melodies. I want to create our own sort of ARP kind of sounding melody. I don't want to use a preset of an ARP. I want to be able to create this repeated, hooky, catchy melody ourselves. It means there's going to be quite a lot of layers to this melody. So we're going to kind of take this step by step, take it very slow, but make sure that we're going to nail this in the head. ARPs are always very repetitive, so we're going to copy them over. And let's try... change our top note. Copy and paste over again. You know what? Let's keep that there. Let's bring that up. Then copy over again. You want it repeated. And then because this is going in like a downward slope here, we're going like down. I'm going to bring this one down also. Perfect. Now, I see quite a large gap here in the middle. And what do I see in the scale in our gap? We have both of these notes here that are right beside each other. I feel like we can do something here with these two notes. Why don't we do just little kind of like half steps of them going up and down? Neither of them work, so let's actually make them even shorter. And do something like that. Trust the process here. I like this. So we then have our bottom section, middle section, bit of a top line. And then if we want, we still have this section up here of our melody. So this part up the top, we can try and make it maybe slightly like offbeat. Or not offbeat, but it has a bit of a swing to it nearly. And we're literally just going to play that down the scale. What else is this missing? That's right, we're missing some low end. You want to go lower? Yeah, there we go. Just like that, we've got our own ARP-ish, sequence-ish sounding melody from scratch. We're going to stay inside of Pigments, and I have another kind of key. And the absolute key thing to this is all you need to do is once you have a solid MIDI down, all you need to do is just layer your sounds. I've just copied this in and we've just pushed it up an octave. Next, we're going to go for more of a lead kind of sound. What do you know? We're just pasting this exactly in as well. This is nuts. This one here is crazy. All together. That sounds super, super tough. We are on a roll here in Pigments. And to be honest, I kind of know what I'm going to do already. I can already tell in my head, I want something in Portal. So I want to make a melody here that I'm going to kind of flip into Portal. So I do want something fast-paced and pretty high-pitched. So I think something just like this will do. I've used this preset in a lot of my videos so far. We're using the Murakami preset, and it makes it sound like this. Portal is just adding that nice bit of ear candy texture into the background to make it sound a little bit more unique. It's so subtle. It is very, very subtle. We actually don't have a single chord in this melody, so I'm going to take a pad and we can try and make some sort of basic chord with this. And honestly, I think we can just kind of go... We're going to be using C across the board. Yeah, I think I just want something like that. This is sounding very drill influenced. I've just pulled in a vocal chop from Splice. It sounds like this. Except I don't want the whole thing because I don't really like these peaks, these transient peaks here. I think we're going to take this first part. I think we might even chop it further. We might go from like this part. And what we can do is chop again. And cut that again. Something like this. and then with the melody. That part's definitely the most obvious. So we are finally able to attempt these drums. And listen, my drum kit, drum roll please, is finally ready. But it's not out yet. I'm now awaiting some VFX that's going to be done for it. I'm doing a huge rollout on Instagram. I have some crazy beats from some pretty talented producers that I think you're going to like. I'm getting them edited to some crazy visuals. We're going to do a rollout on Instagram. So make sure you follow me over on Instagram, SlipperyHaze_. If you're trying to pre-order this, just DM me on Instagram. You can get this at a much discounted rate. By the way, I have like 30 melodies in here as well that are exclusive for the kit. You're not going to be able to get any of my melodies anywhere else. I'm never doing free loop kits again, anything like that. Want my melodies? They're going to be in the drum kit. Very important tip when you're about to attempt the drums. Do not fill in all the space at first. Make sure you're leaving gaps in your hats so that you can fill them in with other sounds, other hats. Don't just straight away two-step it, fill in spam rolls. Treat your drums with respect, man. Take it easy. Bro. That's how slow we're gonna start it. We are establishing the basic rhythm, the basic foundations for the beat. Once you've got the basics, then you can start to get techie. We're grabbing an accent snare, very important for the bounce of a beat. Wait, let's change this up. Oh, that changes the bounce so much and it's so nice. So instead of our clap going here, we're going to move it till after the accent clap, or after the accent snare and the clap. Let's try something different. We're grabbing an open hat. Instead of putting the open hat on like the first three that you normally would, let's not do that. Let's do it on the second three instead. See, we're being unpredictable. When you hear the start of a beat, you normally think you're going to hear a 3 count of the open hats. Let's beat that unpredictability. Always remember, when you're using like melodic perks, keep them in key, man. Melodic perks and melodic drums still have a key and they can be out of the pitch of the beat. So we're in C sharp minor, triangle is tuned to C. So we're just going to pitch it up 1. We are going to take one more accent snare. I feel like there's still a lot of room here for like a little bit of a groove. Like when you hear it, like I still feel like there's a hella space in here. So I'm feeling like getting a lot of triplets of the snare. 3. Oh, wait, let me turn that up. And like I said earlier, let's not do too much here. We're literally just repeating like a 2-bar loop of drums and we're just going to rinse and repeat. And I feel like this is going to be a nice little groove in the background. Next, last but not least, it is the 808. Now listen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The 808s in this new kit might be some of the hardest 808s that I've made to date. I have a very important tip for your beats to hit even harder. Bro, you need to use some sort of impact at the start of your beat. Whether that's going to be a bell, a siren, any other sort of impact that you can just put at the start. You already know I'm including the impacts in the kit. We're going to put a siren at the start. Then it's going to be followed by a bell at the end of the 4. And then on the 5th hit, we have another breath. Listen to how much harder this just hits with accents and impacts. Then, once you have your effects in here, that's when you need to start cutting the melody, putting the drums, making these effects and impacts have an impact. So for example, I had this breath. You probably couldn't really hear it that much in the beat, but now I've adjusted the drum pattern and it now sounds like this. See when you cut the drums on impacts? Boy! If we just wanted to make this siren have a little bit more impact, again, we could just pull the drums ever so slightly. Bro, it's so nasty. I can't lie, this is one of my favorite beats that I've made in a minute. If you're new to the channel, man, make sure you're subscribed, and we're bringing the sauciest of sauce to FL Studio. If you're an OG, smash the like button for me. It does help my channel grow. Drum kit out soon. Hit me up on Instagram. Run me up on all socials because I'm active everywhere. I'm out. Good luck. See you later. Bow.